In the last 9 years of Rainbow Six Siege, we've seen many content creators. With that being said, we've also seen a lot of content creators leave the scene because of lack of passion or just burnout. So in today's video, I'm going to go over forgotten Rainbow Six Siege content creators. Let me know down in the comments if I missed any Siege content creators and which ones you missed the most. Let's get into it. Serenity17 is your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. He was one of the fastest growing YouTubers during the early years of Siege, and he actually pursued a professional career in Rainbow Six Siege. But back in 2017, Serenity17 decided to step down from his throne, saying that burnout was the reason why and he would be back. But it's been almost 7 years now, and it's now 2024, and he's nowhere to be found. As a fellow content creator myself, I can understand the burnout aspect, especially with Siege content. It does suck for a lot of people. And for me, for the last year, I did the same thing, taking a break, and it took a huge toll. Now, I'm nowhere near the size of Serenity17, but I understand the aspect of burnout and especially just dealing with depression while content is your primary job. Even if Serenity never comes back to content, I hope he's doing well, and I hope he's doing something that he enjoys and pursuing something that he enjoys. Before Basically Homeless would make a PC run from literally anything, and I mean everything, he was a Rainbow Six Siege content creator and a very popular one at the time. He would find ways to make content so interesting that the entire community loved what he was doing. But in all reality, he was basically breaking TOS by finding different ways to exploit BattleEye, even though BattleEye is a complete dumpster fire mess. And
it's like, can we get a new anti-cheat, please?
But basically Homeless got a sponsorship from Ubisoft, and they soon realized what type of content he made, which kind of made it really awkward. In a 1-hour video, Basically Homeless basically breaks down what happened, and he apologizes because he acknowledged that what he was doing and the content he was making was wrong, even if a lot of people thought he was cool, and just because he had an audience didn't mean that what he was doing was right. Basically, Homeless found a way to structure his content into a wide variety of different content, and personally, I think that his newer content's a lot better than his older, and I love this type of stuff as a tech nerd. During the peak of COVID lockdown, TikTok became a viral sensation. Since everybody was in the house, everybody was on TikTok. And this is where ItssOdie came from. TikTok used to blow up these videos of his since he had a 0.5 KD, awful aim, and he was considered one of the worst Rainbow Six Siege champions. And with that came ItssOdie. He became pretty popular in the Siege scene. Everybody knew him. Everybody was doing videos, including myself, with ItssOdie. But once COVID ended, ItssOdie was nowhere to be found. And people were wondering, did he just give up? Did he quit? Because he used to stream almost every single day. It's interesting though, because if you look back and you look at lockdown, ItssOdie actually had quite a bit of impact on the content scene for Rainbow Six Siege. I don't care if you love him or hate him, he did a lot of good things for Siege with bringing hype and with TikTok. So hats off to ItssOdie. I hope he's out there thriving. ItssOdie is one of my long-term friends and, collaborators. If you don't know ItssOdie, it's because you're probably newer to the game or you're newer to my channel. A few years ago during lockdown, me and ItssOdie made YouTube channels together and we just started grinding. We swapped from Xbox to PC, and over time I started gaining quite a bit of traction, and my main objective was to try to help Odie grow. I didn't care how he used my name or whatever. As much as I could do, I would try to do for him. But over time, Odie fell out of love with Rainbow Six Siege, and he just didn't want to be known as Garfield's friend. So over some time, he tried his hand in an assortment of different content. He did Assassin's Creed, he did some horror games, he did just a bunch of different content. But it seemed like he wasn't getting the results that he wanted, and it looks like he quit content altogether. I haven't talked to him in almost 6 months, and I hope he's doing well, but yeah, I don't think Odie will ever come back to Siege. At one point, Shocker6 had a grip on the entire Rainbow Six Siege scene, starting the trend of certain champion thumbnails. He found himself hopping on trends and thriving quite a bit, with millions and millions of views racking up over the time of lockdown and after lockdown. He seemed like he was in a great place for Rainbow Six Siege and putting his name in the top 1% of Siege content creators. But over time, his content seemed to start to fatigue, and you can tell that he wasn't too happy with the state of Rainbow Six Siege, especially with the lack of anti-cheat updates and whatnot. It was really hard for a gameplay creator to make gameplay content. While his views started to dip, he decided to basically throw a Hail Mary. He started making the Finals content, which is a brand new FPS game that's really super fun, which, not to plug myself, I made a second channel if you want to watch any of that content. Link will be down in the description. But it seems like he's doing very well. Since he was a gameplay creator in Rainbow Six Siege, he's of course mechanically gifted. So going over to the finals, he's actually thriving, getting some record number eliminations and being top 500. He seems like he's doing good over there. Bad was one of the most unique Siege content creators of the new era. He made some Siege strat content, and his thumbnails to delivery to depiction and animations in his videos was so freaking good. He was one of my favorite Siege content creators, and as a Siege content creator, I don't watch Siege content. But at the time, he was doing some really innovative and cool strats. But after some time, it seemed like he started to get pretty burnt out on Rainbow Six Siege, and as a creator, he wanted to create. So first he started a second channel, stopped really posting as much Siege content, and that's when his views started to dip, because he tried to convert his main channel into a anything variety style content, but he just didn't have that Siege viewership that was wanting to transition, unlike some other content creators on this list, like basically Homeless. It looks like now he's actually posting on a second channel and abandoning his main channel for now, and if you guys want to, you guys should really go check him out, because he makes some really good content. Link is down in the description, of course. Braction R6 was one of the biggest tips and tricks content creators at his peak. He started on PlayStation and then transitioned over to PC gaming. This is where he started streaming more consistently. In some time, he actually got his own in-game charm, and he was grinding Twitch like there was no tomorrow. But one thing stood in his way, and that was drug addiction and just mental health problems. Luckily now, it seems like Braction's in a better place. He frequently updates on Twitter about how his life is going, but he seems like he is clean, so that is good. His main YouTube channel did get terminated because it was hacked, which I don't really know how that happens, how he didn't really get it back, but I think he started his own second channel, which he started uploading Siege content. Besides that, I'm kind of unaware of what he's doing right now. He could be just going back to school or maybe pursuing other options, but overall, I hope he's healthy and clean. ItssOdie was one of the biggest Siege console content creators at one point, literally racking in hundreds of thousands of views of video, and he was on track to being probably one of the biggest Siege content creators. One day, he just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. I'm just gonna rack it up to assume that it was just the lack of passion for Siege content, and that's valid. Before we had E2Smooth, we had someone named Jovialisbread. If you didn't know, back in year 1 to year 5, before any rank changes, you were able to queue with any single rank in the old ranking system. So if you were 5,000 MMR as a champion, you were able to play with coppers, like literal coppers, by the way. So what people used to do when they sucked at Siege, or if they wanted to get some quick content with easy views, they would go ahead and get 4 friends that are actually normally champion on old copper accounts. So what would happen is the champion that's playing with the 4 unranked coppers, they would end up facing silver to gold players, because the old ranking system, they used to try to go off average MMR and not the highest MMR. So Jovialisbread used to do these clickbait videos, and it did not work out that well. What ended up happening is the entire community ended up exposing him, including myself, for one of my very first PC Rainbow Six Siege videos. And after that, he tried to do other sorts of content with IRL vlogging and whatnot, and I have no idea what happened to him afterwards. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bro just disappeared. Gavinacity was one of my favorite content creators when I started playing Rainbow Six Siege. He made all types of skit content in the early days of Siege, and then over time, he started to feel burnt out. Basically, when I was coming up as a content creator, I got to reach out to him and play with him and just have a conversation with him about YouTube and just get advice. And what he told me was the main reason why he stopped doing content is because he got an IRL job. And most importantly, with YouTube, he felt like it became almost like a job, and that's when he stopped enjoying it. Anthony Pitt1 has been a tremendous editor, and that's shown through his work in Rainbow Six Siege. Sadly, he just doesn't post that much. His last video being a year, and the spacing in between his upload schedule is just deceased. But when he uploads, it's always a treat, and If you're new to Rainbow Six Siege and you don't know who that is, literally go back and watch his videos because they still hold up and they're so high quality. And I just wanted this video to just be an homage to all the Siege content creators I watched growing up that a lot of the new gen players don't really know. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you guys like, sub, and comment. Let me know down in the comments who is one content creator that you miss the most, and let me know why. Besides that, guys, have a great day.